Hello, it's Barney, and so I am making a project here at home. It's a SAWTABLE, and it's quite nearly finished, but I'm going to be releasing a video of when and how I am creating it. So I've had the misfortune of injury, so I'm making this video, and it will be just a brief clip about safety. And the main reason is why I had my accident is because I wasn't paying enough attention to what I was actually doing. And what I was doing was I was sawing wood, not my usual way, just to quickly finish up cut and the chiseling. I used to cut it on a saw, and I completely severed my extensor tendon on my thumb, and so I'm making this video just to show you to be aware that doing woodwork can be dangerous. And I do have qualifications in woodwork, but in construction, so accidents always happen. So I'm actually nearly healed. It's nearly better. I'm nearly ready to go back to doing my woodwork project. I've just rebandaged it up, my thumb, to show you how the safety and how dangerous woodwork can be. So I've just done my thumb all bandaged up again, just to make you guys a bit more aware. So don't copy anything you see on my videos, because it may be dangerous unless you're particularly experienced. I do show you some tips and some useful hints in my video, but it's more for entertainment purposes than educational. So what I was doing was, I had a piece of wood, and I basically had my hand right next to the saw where I was cutting, and it jumped off the wood. It's vibrated because I wasn't cutting my usual way. I'll show you in the videos how I saw the saw towards you to create a nice depthy cut first before sawing the whole piece of wood. And so basically I didn't do that one time. That one time I didn't do it, it jumped up and cut my thumb. So it can be very dangerous. Yeah, that's about it really. Just going to put this on the front of my video to show you guys that it can be dangerous. Thank you for watching. Okay, just another short video, and I've got my wooden supplies for my cutting saw table, and it's me, Barney, again, and basically the wood was the wrong size, so I've redesigned it a little bit. I've recreated the measurements, and I'm about to cut them out, so I'll be back to you in a second. Okay, it is me, Barney, again for a new video. It's been a couple of weeks since I did my shorts, so I have a new design because the wood was slightly smaller than I expected it was going to be, but it's perfectly fine. And basically this is going to be the frame from a side angle, and I will be using a chainsaw to roughly cut. I've measured the markings to cut it out with the chainsaw, but I would suggest using a chop saw, but I do not have a chop saw handy right now. So I'll be back after this short break. Thanks. Again, it is me, Barney, and I'm back after a few weeks of getting some supplies for my cutting table. It's going to be a push through disc saw cutter, and I've been making a few mistakes with the video. I've been pressing pause and stop too oftenly and not quite correct, but this is what I've got. I've got my angles, I've got my wood all marked out, so I'm going to cut them out now, and I will show you guys what it was like when it's done. Hey guys, it's Barney again. It's been a long time since I've, well, it's been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks since I made my YouTube shorts and introduced myself. I'm building a table. It's a cutting saw table. I've already begun the cutting process. My camera cut out and the video was missing. So I have to restart, and basically I've done a drawing. The wood has come, but it's slightly smaller than expected, so I had to redraw my drawing. And so it is, I'm almost finished when I realised the video was not recording, and nearly finished all cutting that is. And I've got my thumb, not anything to do with this, something totally different, but I will continue on to do this today because it needs to be completed. So what I have here is what it is a cutting saw for cutting thin materials by sliding through the blade. And I'm just making the frame out of some wood, as you saw. I should be using a chop saw, but I've been using something slightly different than a chop saw. I've been using an electric chainsaw to cut through this, but that's just for rough cuts. So I'll show you what I have been doing. I've measured out these two pieces. They are 46 centimetre and a 42 centimetre, just rough cuts. So I'm going to have to clean them up a bit. So what I'm doing here is you get a saw. I was using this to level when I was cutting it with a chainsaw earlier. These are some pieces I've done already. This is going to be quite a big project, which I'm happy about doing. And 2 more. There's another length to do. I need 4 sets of 2 and 1 set of 3. So I'm going to do the second one of these ones, the 42 centimeter, and so what I've got here is a nice flat edge. I'll show you what to do with that in a second. So right now I've got 2 rough edges. So you're going to measure what you've got. I have just under 56 centimeters. Which is plenty of playroom, plenty of spare room to cut and even out with. So you have your piece of wood, you've got your T-square, and just line it up nice and deep with your T-square and pencil, and you measure the same all the way through, all 4 square, all 4 sides is much better, 4 faces, much better than 2 or 1 or 3 even. I'll show you why. So now you've got your 4 faces and lined out. I'll show you what to do with the 90-degree standard. Well, it's not quite standard, it's a 11 tooth per inch by 12. It's a thin plate anyway. It's very fine blade actually. I was using I suggest the chop saw to cut long lengths with full rough cuts because it just makes your saw last a bit longer. It doesn't blunt it if you just cut short pieces. I was very annoyed that my video cut out earlier, but as I was much happier in that video than I am now, without a cut thumb or a video which is just lost with all the other work and effort I put into the video. But I don't mind repeating it for you guys. One stroke, 2 stroke, 3 stroke, 4 stroke, 5 stroke. it over. I'm still getting used to having videos put on, so my first video was a lot more full of inspiration and fulfilled my my video index much better than this one, but I feel quite lazy doing this video than my first video. That's what I'm expressing. Not my best cut. Everyone makes mistakes. Might even have to redo it. This whole piece. I think I will. My worst cut yet. I was very distracted with the video. I'm going to pause it there and hope it doesn't delete. As you can see, I always recommend using eye protection, PPE here as much as you can. It will save you if anything debris flies into you. So what we've got here is my next 46 centimetre, and I have this one 106. One 180, 85. Yeah, 85. No, it's not 185. I've already got 85.3. Brilliant. This is just my middle piece, and I'm going to use that to make my new 42, because that one didn't go well. It didn't go very well at all. Hello guys, I'm back again with another video. It's following my introductory video. I will be building the same project I was telling you about, the saw through table. What I will be showing you in this video is a few helpful tips and some advice about how to get a nice clean cut on your piece of wood you're working with. So I've cut my lengths of wood I'm going to be needing. I would advise using a chop saw. I didn't use one because I used a chainsaw instead. My chop saw is currently too big to set up at the moment. So you got your length, which I cut. I would cut it a little bit longer on both sides. If you have a nice flat edge on one side, you will be fine. I've got one on this side. But if you don't have one on the other side, I'll show you how to do it. And if you do not have a nice flat edge on either side, I'll show you how to do the same thing to get your first flat edge. So I'll begin with showing you how exactly to get your nice clean edge. So hopefully later in this video we'll be putting together the whole table. I'll see how much work I get done today, and I'm hoping to do it today. So you've got your flat edge. I'll show you how to get your flat edge. So you get your T-square and you get your pencil or a pen, and I am going to write the size of the piece of wood I'm going to be needing. In this case it is 85.3 and 85.3 centimeters length. 85.3 centimeters. As I designed my table on paper, I bought the wood thinking it was going to be in metric or in imperial units, and it was of course in metric. So it's a little bit smaller than I was expecting, so I had to redraw my whole project, but that's fine. So you begin with your T-square, and you should really measure how much spare length you have. In this case, I have quite a lot of spare, 83. Okay. So I have almost 20 centimeters spare, so I have a lot of room to play with. So I'll measure about 8 centimeters on one side, just anywhere roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And you go with your pencil or your pen. just neatly do one line. This switch my pen. Third pen might be a bit more visible to you guys. So then you just put it over. And flip it over once more after as well, so twice more. Making sure it is nicely neat up. In this case, they do not meet up very evenly. Make sure they meet up. With the clearest one to start with. After a nice clean cut. I have jagged pieces on the edges. Perfect. One more of this length. Should be pretty good. This one's too short, I'll have to cut another one. That's perfect. And so this case I've got about only about 9 centimeters spare here. So 2.5. Careful measure. I had many problems with the video yesterday. I made a very good video, but it didn't save, so gained back a bit of spirit, so I tried making a video again, but it was terrible. After my good video, I ended up cutting my thumb on a drill, which broke on me, but the drill bit snapped and stuck to my thumb, but it's okay. Again, I feel spiritually. So. And makes it a little bit more smooth. Just cut it through. End up with quite a nice cut. Gets your for your next cut and measure, which is easy, it's nice and square. So look at a nice square edge. Now you can measure properly. Case, it's 85.3 centimeters. Again, I'll just use the pen just to show you guys a little bit more clear on video. Wasn't the best cut of my life, but doesn't really matter. What I'm making is a table, and it doesn't have to be pixel perfect on the outside. So. Next one is 106 centimeters. So got my flat edge. Got to make sure your tape measure is nice and parallel with the piece of wood to be accurate measuring too. My video cuts out so much, it's only got a 29 3/4 length before it shuts out, which I've just noticed, but you probably missed a little bit, but hopefully not too much. Basically I've got my last piece which I have to do the length. It's 42 centimeters, so 42 centimeters. Just need to cut it. I have my flat edge, so it's going to be a nice easy one for me. There was a bit of a mishap ordering the wood, but I'm sure my drawing will work. I hope so anyway. I had to redraw the whole thing to make it work. welcome back to another video. I have cut out all the lengths of need. I miscalculated the amount I was going to need, so I was short 4 vents, and luckily I had enough wood to continue to get those 4 vents, so I'm very happy about that. And I've got all my angles all marked out to cut ready, so I will be cutting them now. Hopefully I'll get one side done today. So start with the smallest pieces first. Going with the ones which I marked second, because first ones are quite messy marking out, so and I just want to make clean ones first, so I can definitely make sure the second ones are correct. And I guess I'll begin. Still see that. Begin as always how I showed you in the first videos. Just nice and slow, 3 to 5 times, and then switch over to the other side, make it nice and clean. There are better saws than this, but this is perfect really for a skilled swordsman. And a panel saw or a T-saw with the bind going along the top is much better, but it's perfect for what I'm doing. Tendon saw, I think it was called. And vice is very useful. saw as chop saws or any sort of saw, but its lighting isn't perfect, but neither is the cut, but sure, it'll be okay. Start with the shortest ones. Move the lights. No, I cannot. It's okay. I'm not happy with the first two cuts I did. 2 cuts out of 3 have not been perfect. Neither is the first one, so what do you get? But I fixed it up a little bit. Not going to be perfect, but I'll have to be happy with it. Just double check. Maybe it was okay. Now, this is a little bit of a different cut. Maybe a little bit more tricky for me. But, actually harder than I thought it would be. I was hoping that one piece was where I was meant to get to. Just looking over some cuts, which I did. Doesn't look the best. What I would have hoped, but it should be okay. realised I haven't marked this one out. Oh, they're very thin, that's the line. No, they're going to be properly visible on camera. Right. Probably doing the first. Hi, buddy. Up a bit. Hi guys, sorry about the ending of the video so soon, yet I have been informed that I won't be able to work for at least 2 more weeks, so I won't be completing the project for quite a while. So I can't push safety enough. Safety is what makes the world goes round, and I've got my stitches removed today, but the wound has not healed, so I'm out of action for at least 2 weeks and possibly longer. Yeah, as this video is educational purposes only, or not educational but entertainment purposes only, maybe there are a few helpful tips, but seriously, don't push your luck thinking that you can make everything without error or a injury. It can happen anywhere or anytime, so please make guidelines and approach projects with care. Like and subscribe and follow me for more.